Set up your apparatus as shown in the picture here. You will need two clamps, one for the temperature probe and a second clamp below that to hold the conical flask with your 10 mils of water in it. Make sure the steel end of the temperature probe is sitting in the water but is not touching the bottom of the beaker or the glass at all. You should have a 2 centimeter gap between the bottom of your flask and the top of your Cheeto ball for this experiment to work properly. Light your Bunsen burner and set it to a blue flame. Make sure the Bunsen burner is not near the laptop or anything else. Once you've done this, go to Logger Pro and click the green collect button. This will set the temperature probe collecting data. You'll see temperatures start to appear down the left hand side and a graph will start to draw itself on the main part of the screen. To start off with, the graph will be flat because you haven't actually heated the water yet. Take your Cheeto ball and hold it over the flame until it sets fire properly, like so. Take the ball and place it directly underneath the conical flask so the heat from the burning Cheeto ball will heat the water and increase its temperature. You should see the temperature on the screen go up rapidly as the heat from the burning Cheeto ball warms the water very quickly. Eventually, however, the Cheeto will burn out completely and the graph will level off and go flat. When the graph levels off and goes flat, that means you've reached the maximum temperature. You've got as much heat energy from the burning Cheeto ball into the water as you ever will. The graph will stay flat for a while, and then eventually it will start to go down as the hot water starts to cool off again. You want to let the program run until the temperature starts to go down from the maximum point. When that happens, go up to the top and press the red stop button to stop collecting data. Once you have stopped collecting data, it's now time to actually analyze your graph and to try and work out how much the temperature of the water has gone up by from the beginning, before the Cheeto ball was burning underneath it, to the maximum temperature, which was when the most heat had been absorbed from the Cheeto ball. The easiest way of doing this is to move your cursor down to this flat part here, because this represents when the water was just sitting there and there was no flame heating it. So that's where you started from. We're going to click here and drag the cursor all the way up to what looks like the maximum point. That's the highest point the graph reached, which would be about here in this case. So I move my cursor up to there and then let go. Once I've done that, I'm interested in the bottom here. I'm interested in one number. It's the number next to the triangle Y thing here. Triangle stands for change. So this is the change in Y, or in other words, the change in temperature, because that's what we're seeing on our Y axis here. So the change in temperature in this case was 42.0 degrees Celsius. So in other words, the temperature of the water went up by 42.0 degrees Celsius due to the heat from the burning Cheeto ball warming it up. So once we've done that, we've basically finished with the actual data collection part of the experiment, and it's now time to first clean up your equipment, being careful that the conical flask may still be hot on the bottom, and then to go and share your results with your other group members and then start to answer the discussion questions on your task sheet.